Welcome to Next to Nothing, the show where we tell you how to spend your time and not where to spend your money. I am Danie K, your host. I'm going to change the... There we go. And you can see all of our beautiful faces up on the twitch.tvs. How you guys doing?
Oh, I'm
Hello.
doing great, dude. I'm doing wonderful. How are you, bud?
I'm good. We've had some good conversations. You know, I forgot to mention something before we went live. So I've been in a thunderstorm warning for the last... and probably for another 2 hours. So if you guys see lightning and hear thunder, I know, and that might explain any sort of buffering issues.
Is there a concern of power loss here?
I don't think so. No.
Okay, all right. That was my immediate first thought was no. The stream's going down.
No, it might affect some buffering. You might hear it, and you might see it in the background. That's about it, because it's starting to get a little dark out there.
It better be beautiful.
So yeah, welcome to Next to Nothing, the show where we talk about, how to waste your time and not your money. I have two very handsome gentlemen with me. I have Ren.
Hi. That's
I decided I was going to introduce you, my lovely co-host Ren here. Ren, what's going on?
Dude, nothing much, dude. I've just been chilling. I don't know. I've had a relatively good weekend. Everything's been great. I got no complaints. I'm good. How you doing, Danie?
I'm doing good. I'm really happy because we have our special guest here, Mr. ShaunZomGaming. How's it going, dude?
Hello. It's going great. It's great to be here. I love it. I feel like there's a very positive atmosphere right now. I mean, I feel like Ren's in a good place. You're in a good place. I'm in a great place, and it just feels good. I feel like we're off to a great start already.
Right. Dude, I am stoked. I've been wanting to get you on here for a while since I was doing it back on Proc's channel. and glad we can finally do it.
Yeah, I've been a busy boy, but I'm really glad that we got to work out a time here that I was available.
Yeah,
I'm so busy.
You are. Well, when I first approached you, what was it, like 3 weeks ago? You're like, oh yeah, no, like I'm like going like on a vacation, like I got a back catalog of videos I got to get ready, and I'm like, okay, yeah.
Yeah, the plight of the YouTuber streamer, where it's like, well, I want to take some time to myself, but before I do that, I have to work my butt off to get all this stuff back cataloged so that I can have some days off.
Yeah. So where can people find you if they're not familiar with who you are yet?
Well, you can find me on Twitch at ShaunZomGaming. You can find me on YouTube at ShaunZomGaming, and you can also find me on Twitter at ShaunZomGaming, and also just ShaunZomGaming in general.
It's a really strong brand.
Yeah.
You've nailed that brand pretty good.
Thank you. I'm trying my best. I'm trying. But yeah, I mean that's the main thing. I have a band called Give Zombies the Vote. If you're into melodic death metal, you can check that out. Yeah, but it's been ShaunZomGaming. I think I have a ShaunZom Music on YouTube. But ShaunZomGaming is what we're going with today. We're focusing on gaming in general, so I think that's the best.
Awesome. Yeah, so man, I don't know what to talk about right now. Do we want to just get into what we've been playing this week?
I kind of want to talk about how fucking amazing Shaun's beard is, and I'm honestly super jealous.
Well, he dropped the bomb on us that he has a beard guy.
I have a beard guy. I have a dude. So a buddy of mine was going to barber school. It's incredible. So he went to barber school, and then he met like an old-fashioned barber at a barber shop in his hometown that he interned with, and this guy taught him how to do like everything, including the close razor shave. So when I did, now this was I want to say 6 years ago, completely shaved, like shaved to the skin. I went to him, he buzzed it down to nothing, and then took the straight razor shave. But anyway, that aside, but since then, like I was a while back, I was living in another town. He would actually come to my house and we'd set up a chair in the kitchen, and he would give haircuts to me and all my roommates on a regular basis. He would literally, on his way home from his shop, he would stop in and give us all haircuts. And from there, it was just like he was my beard guy. He knew what he was doing. And so now he's got his own barber shop, and it's about 45 minutes away, and I drive 45 minutes every 2 to 3 weeks to go get my beard and head cleaned up. So if you want a beard like this, you got to put effort into it. You got to put effort. You got to get it nice and trimmed. You got to put beard oil in it. You got to wash it correctly. You got to really take care of it. It's a process.
I'm so jealous. I literally just got beard oil because before I was just like, I don't need it. And then people were just like, get it. Stop being dumb and just get it. And I was like, oh, okay, all right, fine. I'll get it. I love it. It's amazing. It was not at all
fancy. It makes
right? Oh my god.
Mine is just a very thin beard. It doesn't, it's not patchy.
Definitely the thickest one of us all right now.
Yeah.
Like, as of this moment, for anybody that can't see, Danny's
for anyone who doesn't have eyes,
beard. Yeah, exactly.
Shaun has the
anybody
thickest
that's
beard.
listening.
The podcast listeners, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Find us on Spotify and Apple.
Okay. All right.
Man, I guess we could talk forever about Shaun's beard, but we probably should get into some games.
I guess.
I'm into that.
Who wants to start?
I enjoy talking about video games.
That's fine.
Because I'll be honest, the only things I'm really talking about is how much fun I've had playing ESO, and I did some Dauntless again last night, so there's been a little bit of an update that I could talk about for that.
Oh, I'm interested in the Dauntless talk. I played the Dauntless beta on a daily basis for a month or two with 3 of my friends. Dauntless was amazing, and then getting up to the release, the next set. Was it alpha? Did they even
the open
is
beta?
It a full release?
It's still an open beta.
Yeah. So but before that happened, I was playing it all the time, and I definitely kind of felt that whole fear, which I think that a lot of people fear with betas, is I'm gonna lose all my progress. And there's all these other games I want to play, so maybe I'll just go into those games. But I loved Dauntless, and I've seen screenshots and videos of where it's at now.
Yeah.
So I'd love to hear your take on.
So yeah, I mean, I've done kind of a full review sort of thing. You know, I think we've talked about Dauntless before. It was one of the first episodes we did. So I just kind of went back last night because I had a lot of people who were wanting to play with me, which none of them showed up to, to play with me, which is fine. So they did like a whole update with it comes with some more quests, and a couple different like variants of the behemoths. And it looks like they added a new behemoth of some sort. I just haven't gotten to it. It's called Kashay, something like that. I have no idea what it is. I'm totally blind on that. I guess the most significant thing, mechanics-wise, is they added grenades that you can craft.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so you craft 2 of them a piece. It takes Wrathwort and Omnistone, which are both mats that you get in the maps. Wrathwort you come across a lot. Omnistone is a little bit more difficult. You have to go to the harder bosses to do it. From the perspective that you are in Dauntless, I've found that I struggled to throw the grenades properly. But the way that the grenades work is it has like one initial explosion, and then it has 3 smaller explosions and kind of a cluster bomb effect. They seem to be pretty effective. Like if you are like low health, maybe you just got downed and you want to like retreat for a second, that's a good like, especially if it's a slower like a quill shot or a charog or something like that. Those grenades are or even a scarn, incredibly effective. Like way better than like I tried to do it like on a strike. I tried to do it. I was in the Maelstrom, which is like the post game of Dauntless, where like the behemoths are like harder and they rotate out different like variants of these behemoths. I was doing it on one of the event or quest Shrike variants that like spreads thorns everywhere, and it was really fucking hard. Like, because it just moves so much, and like this grenade is like kind of unwieldy. That was the only thing. Like, I'm like, I can't see myself using a grenade on anything other than like a Charog or a Quill Shot or anything kind of slower. Maybe Nashers, but Nashers still move a lot.
See,
Go ahead.
When I played, I was going like the full, like the fastest. I'm trying to think. It was like the God of War, like chain.
Oh, the chain blades.
Mm-hmm. Like that's what I started with, and because I love to be able to like move really quick and run around the thing, but the damage was such crap that every time like I could never get like most damage or what. I was never the guy at the end of the match that like, you know, was like MVP.
Yeah.
And so I ended up switching to the axe, and I really liked that. It's very slow, but you had to get in close. And I'm wondering about like how the grenades. I gotta find a video of the grenades, see like how that plays out. I should get back into that game, man. Just even hearing about it is like sparking this re-interest in the game, because I loved it. I played it all the time. I mean, that was like one of my main stream games. I played it for a long time, and I know one of my 3 friends that we were like the squad that would always play together. I know they kept up with it by themselves, so they're still playing it. I should really get back into
that. Yeah, let me get some video up here so you guys can kind of see. This is the some footage from Favir on YouTube. So if you guys like what you see here, go check them out. So yeah, the whoops. Like the update seems pretty good. I think it's a good step in the right direction, because I was I kind of hit a point where I'm like, okay, I hit the post game. I'm not exactly like killing it in the post game. Actually, I struggle quite a bit in the post game, but I'm like, I've sort of hit where I kind of want to be with this game until more content comes out. That's kind of like where I was at. So I think it's a good step in the right direction. You know, new weapons, new maps, new type of behemoth. All that stuff is fantastic for a game that's in open beta. You know, I was pretty happy with it. I was frustrated last night playing, because I'm stuck with a particular. I'm stuck with a Pangar, which is a behemoth. I'm stuck with a Warpike. I'm Warpike main, because I like the little rocket thing I can do with it. I like the momentum that you get from the Warpike and the damage that you can eventually start. You know, when you get that momentum, it feels really good for me. So I'm like stuck with this one weapon, and I was trying so hard. I was grinding out basically like the last behemoth before you get into the post game. It's called the Karabakh Did you ever fight that one? It's like the bug that like throws its claws as like frisbees and shit, and like can go invisible and.
No.
No. So I was grinding it out, and I was trying to get. Like all night I was using this war pike trying to get one particular part, or like I needed 2 of this particular part, the splintered chitin, and I was not getting it. And I finally swapped a hammer. Sucked ass this hammer. I had thankfully good fucking teammates who were like keeping damage down. I maybe got like 2 stuns on this thing the entire game. I'm like, this is terrible. These guys probably think, what is this shit ass doing the entire time. And it was my last game, and I finally got 1 splintered chitin. So next time I play, I'm just going to have to grind it out again, go in with a hammer, get another splintered chitin so I can get a new. Oh, these are the grenades, by the way, if you're watching the video.
Yeah, I'm checking it out here.
Those are the incendiary grenades. So there's 2 types, yeah. Or there's a couple types, I guess.
And you can whip those pretty far. I mean, he's pretty close to the...
Yeah. You can whip him pretty far, yeah, and that's kind of like another thing. Like, the perspective, because it's like a little down and you're looking up, it's a little difficult, like when you're dealing with like a Shrike who is coming at you, to like try to judge where you want to like exactly throw it. Like, it's hard to determine the path, I think. Here he is with an Ember Main. So I guess, I mean, you can use it to boop.
Oh jeez. Oh wow.
Yeah. But I mean, otherwise it's fun. Anyone who goes and like watches the VOD or watched me last night, they know I was frustrated. I was frustrated with myself because in like a little bit with the game, because I felt like I was making dodge rolls. Like I'd make a dodge roll and then like I would still get hit somehow.
Mm-hmm.
And
do you automatically pick up? Sorry,
go ahead.
Do you automatically pick up parts? Like before, it was like if you chopped off, you know, the I don't know, the horn or the foot or whatever, you had to go over and pick that up. Do you not have to do that anymore?
I don't think you have to anymore.
Because I just saw those orbs all just like go right to the guy, and I'm like, wait, what is this? This seems extremely unfair.
Yeah.
I mean, from what it was before, because that was always such a pain in the ass. Because you're like, if you killed it and you hadn't picked up the pieces, you didn't get those pieces.
Yeah.
So like you had to like, man, I'm so far behind on this game.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I'm like enthralled by this video. Like,
honestly, I think I'm like at the same part that you're at, to be completely honest, because like a lot of these enemies I just haven't seen before, and I'm just like, oh, okay, I got you. Because I played this a little bit too, and it's like I got a little bit into it, but I didn't get super far. And recently I've been playing like a ton of Monster Hunter, so I'm just like I'm nonstop making comparisons in my head about this and Monster Hunter.
Right, everybody we just called this like Monster Hunter Light.
Yeah, Monster Hunter for casuals.
yeah.
Which, like, I don't know exactly like where this game is going now that, you know, Monster Hunter World is on PC. They're like, what are they gonna do to make it like different, or like not let that comparison happen? Unless they
keep it free.
Unless they keep it free, but like unless they like take like a drastic change and be like, oh, you think this is just Monster Hunter for casuals? Then, you know, think again. Like, they need something like that, I think. They need to do something in that aspect. Oh geez, I had another thought though that I was gonna have. I just saw the new boss. Is that it right there? No, that looks like a Shrike. I saw the new behemoth. I'm gonna actually take a look at this real quick.
There's new weapons those grenades too. Though. Are they like explicitly just damage grenades?
Yeah,
because
that's all they do.
This is okay. Because I was gonna say I'm gonna probably be making a lot of comparisons with Monster Hunter. So like the grenade equivalent in Monster Hunter is like called slinger ammo, and a lot of them do like a whole bunch of different interactions. So like you'll have flash pods, which will like disorient an enemy. So like if an enemy is going for a really hard hit, you can actually like disorient them while they're going for the hit and just like knock them down immediately. Or anything like that. So like I don't know. I feel like I would want to be honest, I'd want to see this game be more like Monster Hunter than like trying to steer away. Because like seeing this as like a Monster Hunter Light would be awesome. I'd actually probably play it at that point, to be honest.
Oh, there was one thing that we just saw in the video where, like, they're hitting these thorns. Okay, so there's these new variants, especially, like, the Strike one is... I tried to kill the Strike variant of this. It's called the Thornbound. So this new behemoth, the Koshai, is, like, corrupting the other behemoths in the story. And the Strike will just leave rows of spikes, or rows of thorns, like, in its path. When it goes to do its swoop, it will leave rows of thorns. And so, like, if you don't clear them, like, somebody, you have to have, like, a team of 4, and somebody has to clear them. Like, preferably a chain blade, because they can do it without getting up into it and potentially hurting themselves. And it is the most frustrating thing when you're trying to dodge and you roll into another row of thorns. Like, it will have, like, I think they'll kind of, like, deteriorate after a little bit. But, like, you can still have, like, 3, and then it'll do it like it's tornado, or it'll come in and throw a frisbee at you, or something. Yeah, like, right there. How it, like, it had in the tornado, it had, it left a row of thorns. It was just a pain in the ass to deal with. The Charog kind of does the same thing. They all, like, leave these thorns, and it's just frustrating as all get out. I was not having it last night. Yeah.
I mean, it's cool to see, like, more attack diversity in this game, because I remember that was, like, one of the things that, like, I was not
super formulaic, being like,
yeah,
oh yeah, no, I know this thing is going to, like, release some spikes, and now it's going to do some, you know, charge at me. Great.
yeah.
Yeah, no, seeing the diversity.
This is so beyond what I know about this game. Like, I'm watching this video, I'm like, what are all these spikes? Like, okay, so there's spikes, and so there's thorns, and those really annoying laser beam firing, like, or the laser balls or whatever that come out of those things. Like, Jesus.
Yeah.
This got hectic.
Awesome. This game has gotten super hectic. If that's what you're into, you're gonna enjoy this.
That's pretty sweet.
So, I mean, yeah, that's kind of the update. Good steps. The only other thing I've been playing is Elder Scrolls Online. If you guys
to
want
be
to talk
honest,
about
I want to hear about that. Yeah.
Oh.
So, in comparison to his Dauntless one, I'm actually wanting to know more about ESO, because I keep hearing that it's good now, and I'm just like, I don't believe you, but we'll see. So.
I mean, I never got into ESO when it was first released, which I heard it was just a dumpster fire. Let me go ahead and, like, swap things around. This is from Player Guides for people who want to watch the video on YouTube. This is them doing a restoration thing. That's just a random video I found. Yeah, so I had a friend who recently picked up Elder Scrolls Online, which I want to say, for people who like, you know, we talk about budget gaming. This game regularly goes on sale for $10. It's not, they abandoned the reoccurring, like, for the base game, you don't have to get the reoccurring subscription service like you would have to with WoW. So you get an MMO that you only pay $10 for, is relatively fleshed out. You can have, for the free version, you can have up to 8 characters and can delete 4. And so, I mean, that on, you can basically make almost every character combination. You're excluded from one class and one race, being Imperial and Warden, respectively. Or, not respectively. Imperial race is excluded from that package, and Warden, the class, is excluded from that. You get basically everything else on every faction. The only, bigger difference being that, like, in terms of, like, what races you can have in what faction, you can't, like, change that at all. Like, if you only have, like, the base $10 version, or I guess it's actually $20, but it goes on sale for $10. That's what I picked it up as. So, like, if you have that base version, it's like, oh no, if you want to play an elf, you're stuck to being in the Aldmeri Dominion. That's the kind of situation you're in. But, I mean, you still, like, kind of towards the end of it, it's like, oh, it really doesn't matter what race I am.
Right.
Like, like, sure, like, Dunmer are better Dragon Knights because they get, like, a boost of fire.
Yeah.
But that's kind of where it stops.
Yeah. It's not super relevant. It's not like that important.
Yeah. What
Okay.
I've like mostly just been enjoying has just been dungeons. That like the PvP, they have a new PvP system called the Battlegrounds, where it's like 3 teams of 4 will do like some sort of capture the flag or team deathmatch kind of thing.
Uh-huh.
And that's not bad. I find it a little frustrating just because like I'm a glass cannon. I always seem to get always like I never have like a proper healer.
Yeah.
It's like my whole setup is I need a tank to distract. I need somebody to summon. I need somebody to heal, and I go and I am a and I am a flanker. That is my main class, or that is my main character's whole thing. Is I use ambush magic and siphoning magic, and that's it.
Oh
So like like we get split up, and like, oh shit, now I have to like tank for my healer. Which never goes well when I'm going up against a tank and another DPS. So
oh my God.
that's been frustrating, but like the dungeons have just been great. Like I have a couple, like I have 1 or 2 high level friends. I have way too many hours in this game for how low level my characters are because I just bullshit. I literally run around and will like kill random things and just collect resources. This is mostly like I've done more crafting and collecting than grinding my character level. I'm not even a champion yet, but it's still fun. Like I still get like enjoyment. Like if I am wanting something chill, I'll probably like load into ESO. I'm like, I'll just go collect some stuff and like craft another sword or something like that. But yeah, I mean it's enjoyable and it's cheap, and Ron's on quite a bit of stuff in terms of like MMO experience. And I don't recommend playing it this way, but you could if you want Skyrim with friends, or just you could play it like a single player game. You could just do the main quests and call it good. I don't recommend doing it that way because you're missing out on a bunch of stuff, but it's still worth. I mean, you still get like that $10 or that $20 worth of like entertainment when you do that if you just play it like a single player game, at least in my opinion.
I remember I remember when this game first came out, like in beta, and you could sign up like 6 months beforehand. I remember being so excited because I was straight up like addicted to Skyrim. Like the amount of hours I put into Skyrim is disgusting. And luckily I weaned myself off of it at this point. I haven't played it in years, but when this was coming out, I was so excited about it. I like remember like pre-downloading it, ready to go at midnight, and jumped into it and was like, this is not at all what I want out of a and like just being so frustrated, like putting hours into it, just being like, oh, why am I doing this? Like nothing good is happening. I'm not even enjoying this.
Yeah.
And I put a lot of time just in that beta, and to the point where I was like, I either need a ton of friends that are super into this to keep me going, or something new. And then I know that once the game came out and you had to pay for it, that it got a lot better. And now it's like way cheaper than it was when it first came out. But I mean, in my current time, that like the amount of time that I have to put into video games, things like this are very dangerous for me. So like I tend to kind of to hang back when I see these things. Like I have one on the horizon. I got Fallout 76 on the horizon, and I know everything's going to change when that drops. That I'm going to have one game that I play a lot of, but every time like new like MMOs, like whether it be WoW or this or something, every time I see them, I take a step back and like, you can't do this, Shaun. You don't have time for this. Don't tease yourself. Don't get that dragon added to your life because you don't want to have to chase it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, it's just that whole MMO grind, right? Like, MMOs are designed to be like the only thing in your life, right? Ren,
right.
I mean, has Warframe replaced everything in your life so far? Your dog, your family.
I mean, I guess I actually could talk about Warframe today too. I didn't even think about that, but it's starting to get there a little bit. It used to for a while back. Like I used to play it just straight up like day after day. to the point where it was like 30 days and it was like 600 hours, by the way.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh,
wow. Whoa, maybe we need to step it down a bit. But yeah, I don't know. In terms of like actual MMOs, so for example, like WoW and things like that, for some reason they don't pull me. Like they just don't appeal to me so much. That was like one of the big reasons why I was kind of curious about ESO. Was like, from what I've understood, it's a lot more of like an RPG than it is like your standard MMO Radiant quest grind for a decade. So yeah, I don't know if that's true, but that's what I've heard for the most part. I'm not super sure. Yeah. And for like $10, I mean, I'd consider it. Definitely.
Yeah. Well, I think it actually retails for 20, but it regularly goes on sale for 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, like for me, the only MMO that I ever really played, and this is going to sound bad, but I was in middle school, was RuneScape. Right? I didn't play WoW. I haven't played Warframe. I never got into any other MMOs. My only other MMO experience was RuneScape. So this, like, and since I'm only really looking for role-playing games, I'm not necessarily looking for RPGs, like where I can just load in, you know, I can load in and do a dungeon with my buddies, no problem. Like that's a fun part of it for me. Otherwise, like, just like to do the crafting and stuff like that, and to pretend like I'm just some a miner or some sort of craftsman, like I do. The only thing I wish, like, maybe was a little bit different was, like, if you wanted to just like make a crafting account, like maybe you could get all of the materials instead of having to level up to get access to different materials, right? Because like if you're level 1, you only have access to jute if you want to make clothing. If you're like level 11, then you get cotton, I think, or something like that, and then you get spider silk, or so that kind of stinks. Like you're blocked to what by like your actual combat level to what materials you can gather in the world, which kind of sucks. I'm like, you know, if I wanted to just grind and make weapons, and that's how I want to play, I kind of wish I could just do that.
Well, are you grinding to, like, are you making weapons and selling the weapons? I mean, if you're not fighting that, so that's your whole deal, is just like you're a shopkeep, basically. You're a smith. You're a smith making weapons, and yeah, I could see that. I mean, but they want you to just keep cranking and grinding the game. I mean, that's what most MMOs are. I mean, I mean, you mentioned Warframe before. I had a lot of people ask me in my streams to play Warframe. You should try. I play Warframe. Oh, I play it all the time. It's great. You should try it out. And I played it for, I think, like the first night I played it for 2 hours, and I saw it for what it was. I knew exactly what was going on, like right when we started. And I was like, huh, I mean, this might suck me in. This seems like, I think I get why people say this is pay to win and why this is like grindy. And so then, like, a couple nights later, I had a couple other friends who were like, I downloaded it too. Let's play, play a couple missions together. I'm like, let's do it. And got into it and was like, nope. Like, I can't do this, because this is exactly the problem I had. So, like, let me back things up and explain to you why I can't play games like this, because of Destiny 1. So this is before I even had a gaming PC. All I had was an Xbox 360 or Xbox One, and Destiny came out. And me being a big Halo fan, I was super excited about it. So I got my hands on a copy of Destiny, and for about 6 months, whatever the amount of time it was from the day it came out until the first DLC came out, I played that game every single day for an insane amount of hours. I had 3 different characters. I had my friends. I had one group of raid friends, and then all the other raid groups I had were just on LFG websites that I would meet up with random people, be like, I need to do these raids. I have these other characters. We got to do all these things. I got to do all these things. I have all my dailies on all my characters, and I was doing them every single day. On weekends, I remember distinctly going to a party, and it's like midnight or whatever. We've been raging all night, and 3 of my other 3 raid members are at this party, and we're like, are you going home? You're not going to bed when you go home, right? Like, maybe we should take off from this party now, so that we can have more time to play more Destiny together. And we would like stay up all night playing Destiny. And so I realized that it was like Saturday nights I would play. So every day after work, I'd come home, eat Destiny. On the weekends, it would be like go out, party, and then come home and Destiny. And then all day Sunday, Destiny all day. So I did that for months. And then when the DLC was announced, I refused to get it. That's where I knew. I'm like, this game has me so hooked. And it taught me, like, Shaun, you can't play MMOs. Like, you can't do this. It's not good for you. It's just, I mean, because I can just get so into it, like, especially when it's in that thing where it was like I didn't have anything else to do. It was work, eat, and Destiny. And it's like all these other games come out, like Warframe. I see it, I'm like, this is really cool, but I can see how it's similar to Destiny, where it's like, well, I can rock this level 100 times so that I get a little bit more XP for this one specific thing, so I can upgrade this one little tiny thing that makes my character 0.5% better at X. And there's A through Z of those things that need to get upgraded. You know, and it's like, that's crazy. So that's why I stayed away from that. That's why I didn't get into the WoW. Like, I saw what it did to some of my friends. Like, I try to stick to games where I can be like, all right, I can still be addicted to this game, but I can put it down. And me playing it every single day for X amount of hours is not necessarily going to increase how good I am at it, or not, you know, how good my character is, not me.
MMOs are just digital heroin.
Yeah, right. Right.
Can't argue on that one at all.
Cool.
Oh my god.
So, I mean, you guys have any other questions about Elder Scrolls Online? The PvP is all right. Alliance Wars can be fun.
But I feel like I've literally just put you on the hook like 40-ish minutes just talking like, oh no, Danie, please continue talking about more games. Oh man.
So,
but
yeah. Ren.
Yeah.
I got a question. What did you play? What did you play?
Oh,
this
what
week?
I play? So I've been playing. Well, okay. So I talked about this last week. I was planning on doing a drunk stream of Layers of Fear. And for a drunk stream game, that game was awesome for it. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I had a great time with it. So for those who don't know, it's essentially a horror game, but it's like a really off-the-wall horror game. It's not like one of those horror games. It does have jump scares, but they're not like you walk up to something and it's like a boo jump scare. It's more like you're just like looking at something, you get really like into it, and then you look behind you, and there's literally a fucking person made of books behind you just hanging out, and he just like chucks himself at you. So, you know, that was fun. That was like the biggest thing that caught me off guard right off the bat.
Just real quick, video for Layers of Fear. I evidently pulled up a Markiplier video, so enjoy the Markiplier video.
I was looking for horror games. Like, this was back when I was doing YouTube streaming a while back. So my girlfriend and I actually started my gaming channel on YouTube because I had a music channel, and I got a gaming PC and started to record gameplay. And I didn't want to put it on my music channel, so I created this gaming channel. And the first videos I was recording was actually when I first started dating my girlfriend, on like just random nights. Like, we would just sit around drinking, and I'd be like, hey, do you want to like play this game? Or she's like, oh, you know, this is the early relationship moment where she's like, oh, I'll watch you play games, you know, when. And so we would play like horror. So I'd be like, well, let's play a scary game, because I don't like horror games. Like, I am not good with scary games. So the first one we played was Resident Evil 7. Right, so we played that together. That was the first video ever on my YouTube channel. And so after we did that together, she's like, we need to find another horror game. We gotta play a horror game. So this game, Layers of Fear, was free on Xbox Live, or like Gold or whatever at one point. So I was like, hey, we got this game. I got a game we can play. And we played it all in one sitting while we had a lot of daddy pops. And honestly, we're just like, I didn't love it. I mean, like, by the end of it, I was like, please, God, I need to get to the end. We just got to find the end. It's got to be close. But there were some pretty hilarious jump scares. Like, there's like the ghost child that runs into the wall in front of you. Like, you're walking down a hallway. I think it's probably in this Markiplier video. That you're walking down a hallway and you hear like a baby's or toddler's laughter. And this ghost like, so it's a long hallway, and there's like another hallway connecting to it. And all of a sudden, this little toddler ghost just runs in front of you and just slams right into the wall right there, just right in front of you. So it's, you know, it's like, it scares you for a second, but then you realize how hilarious it is that that ghost baby just ran into a wall. But all no, I mean, I did play it, so I know where you're coming from. I remember it was just like, so you keep going, end of every level, right? You go and add to the painting or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah,
the main
yeah.
artist dude's painting. Yeah.
Yeah. So like, I don't know. I've played a lot of horror games at this point. I wouldn't normally call myself like a horror game aficionado or anything. And I'm definitely not gonna call this the best horror game I've ever played.
Yes, this is
But,
a
like,
fine horror game. It has notes of trippiness.
It's fine, crisp wine. Yeah, definitely.
Put the glass up to your nose.
But like, it's gotten to the point where I played a lot of horror games now, and like, there's a lot of like generic horror game tropes that are definitely in this for sure. But for like, I paid like $1 for this.
Yeah.
And I got out of the Humble Bundle, and it came with like a bunch of other games too. So like, it's not even just like only this, but for like $1, I can definitely see this being worth it. I won't even call it like a bad horror game, to be honest. It's not terrible. It's just like, it's not the best horror game I've ever played. The best one probably was like the first Outlast. The first Outlast got me like so many times. But
first Outlast, so I'd never played before. I knew I wasn't gonna like it, but it was the first game I played in VR. Like, I had a buddy of mine, so like, I got the Oculus Rift from a friend who he had backed the Kickstarter for Oculus Rift. So he initially gotten like the original dev version, and then when the commercial version came out, they sent him one, because if you're kickstarting the Oculus, it was like a huge chunk of money in the first place. So anyway, he's like, I don't have a gaming PC. You should play with this. So I brought it. So I brought it home, and I remember, I think I was like, I can't remember what I had it connected to, but I remember turning off all the lights, which is kind of stupid when you're wearing a VR headset. But turning off all the lights and setting up, I'm like, I'm gonna play Outlast. Like, I'm gonna see what VR horror is all about. I played for maybe 7 minutes. Maybe it was like I got inside, and the first thing starts chasing me. I hid in the locker. He came right up to the locker. I ripped my the headset off. It's like, I'm never playing this game again. Like, this is just not happening. Not doing it.
Oh man. Yeah. I don't know. So for the most part, I play all my horror games drunk. It's
nice. It's a good idea.
Well, yeah, it's a great idea until like you start making horrible decisions and then get lost. But aside from that, I don't know. I found this game to be like really good, to be honest. I didn't think it was like the worst game. The ending pissed me off, I'm gonna be honest. The ending actually like really like tilted, because there's like multiple endings, but I didn't understand what caused like the different endings to happen. It didn't like seem like there was really any thing that I could have changed, to be honest. I don't know if there was just random stuff that I just missed, but like, I felt like I was doing fairly good at like being thorough and checking everything. But
there's probably one like little tiny thing that you had to do to get the different ending.
Well, yeah, I guess so. And that was like,
it's more of a puzzle game, thriller puzzle game, I'd say.
Yeah,
which I love. I'm a big puzzle game fan. Especially like, I'm trying to think. I gotta look around, see if I can remember. But I absolutely love. I love puzzle games that have like a little hint of spooks, little scares.
So even this like section right here that we're watching,
yeah,
some of this happened, but a lot of this didn't. Like some of this I just didn't see at all. So I don't know. Maybe I did just miss some stuff. But like, I don't know. Aside from that though, it was pretty good. I feel like maybe I just missed. I'm starting to think maybe I just missed some stuff, and that was like one of the bigger reasons why it was just okay and not like fairly good. But I would say for like $1, it's worth it. Probably not full price. Full price it was like 20. But yeah, also those dolls are fucking creepy. Just saying. Just spewing that one out there real quick. But yeah.
So I mean,
also if you
saying that you've missed stuff, I mean, what's the replayability? Like, would you go back and play this again for a drunk stream?
I don't know. I'd probably play it off stream if anything, because like for the most part, I don't like doing replays of games on stream. It always just seems boring and like uninteresting, and it's like, oh, I already knew that. But like, I don't know. I don't think about this game, no. And after the stream, because I was so confused, I really didn't understand what I missed. So I checked all the endings. Like at the end of the stream, we all watched them at the end of the stream, and none of them were super like interesting.
Mm.
Like they all ended fairly blandly. So I was just like, okay, all right, well, yeah, I don't know. I would say this is like a great one-off.
Mm-hmm.
If you're just like, oh yeah, I'll play Layers of Fear. It's like $1 or
Right,
free.
for a buck.
It's
For a buck,
a
it's
lot
worth
like
it,
their
Yeah.
other game, Observer,
Yes.
which I think
Yeah.
Observer is the one after this one from those guys. But
yeah.
yeah, it's just like,
whoa.
we'll just do the
Wait
one.
a minute. I didn't even realize they.
I believe it is.
I believe I'm like 90% sure because I think we talked about this before. It's from
Yeah,
Blooper
I'm actually
Team.
gonna check right now.
Yeah.
I'm checking. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
I
I
didn't-
guess that makes sense. Because even in Observer, there were multiple endings, but like you didn't really feel a
Two.
drive to do the second one. Well, yeah, but like there was no drive to just be all like, let's go do the other ending.
Right.
No, it was just like I'm just gonna watch.
Well,
video.
I think the whole thing with the second end or with the two endings, and it's like, oh no, it's just at the very end. That's when you make your choice. It's like there's no
Right.
like small choices, no branching. It's like it's like Far Cry 3. Right? That's your choice at the very end.
Yeah.
Like you do this or you do that. That's your two
Yeah.
ending options. It's like nothing you did in Far Cry 3 changed the ending of Far Cry 3. You were still stuck at those two endings. And I think it like was Observer as well. Observer was a really linear game. It was more like a interactive movie. Is this game more interactive, more like an interactive movie, or you said it's more like puzzly?
It's
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry, you played it
No,
more
no,
recently,
you're fine.
but
You're
yeah,
fine.
I mean, I think that it's very linear as I remember it, but there's
Yeah.
you know like the puzzles go. I'm sure the puzzles don't change, so your second run through, you could probably plow right through it.
yeah. No, to be honest, like pretty much because at one point apparently I was just too drunk and I couldn't figure out the code. But apparently at one point I was just missing a code altogether, and I looked around and I was like, oh, the code's just on the table, and it's like, okay, all right. I don't know. It didn't seem like anything would have room to change or anything like that. It
Mhm.
seemed really linear, and I don't know. It was good. It was good. It was just like I really think it's just your standard one-off horror game. To be honest, there's nothing like super crazy that's like, oh wow, that's incredible. But yeah, I don't know. I'd give it like a low 8.
A low 8.
A low
Okay.
8.
Low
Yeah,
8.
I would say it's acceptable. Like if you're thinking about playing it, I wouldn't buy it for $20. Not at all, because I only got like 4 to 5 hours of playtime on it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna
And-
say. It's super short.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend it for like its full price. But like if you can get it for like $1 or free, or
Mhm.
free, get it free. I would definitely play it at that point.
Yeah.
Because it was fun. It was fun. It was cool adventure. But I don't know. It's nothing to like ride home about.
Mhm.
That was my issue with it, really. But yeah, I don't know. I can also talk about Warframe if you want. I can
Well,
I can talk about Warframe all day.
I can talk about it for about 600 hours. Oh man.
I will take you up on that, but later or next week.
Yeah, no, it's
because
good.
we
It's all good.
have Mr. ShaunZom here. What were you playing?
Yeah.
So I've been playing a lot of Dead Cells. So I've been doing this thing I've been trying to do with my stream where I start so I pick a new game that I'm gonna play and I'm gonna like focus on. So the
Mhm.
beginning of every stream will be like an hour and a half, or an hour and a half to 2 hours of that new game, and then I'll go back to like my regulars, which are like Darwin, PUBG, whatever, try something else. I've been really getting into like the roguelike games. I think I'm trying to remember what the first one was that I like started with that got me interested in it, but then I had heard about Dead Cells and I saw it was coming out, and it turned out that one of my viewers back forever ago had gifted it to me. So when I went to buy it, so they bought it for me when it was in beta. So when it came out and I went to buy it, I was like, wait, I own this game? I know nothing about this. And so I looked it up. I was like, I need this game. I need to play it. And immediately just fell in love with it. So it is a Metroidvania style roguelike. So that means that it is fully like procedurally generated, like every level is. but each level has like distinctive enemies and kind of like the biome of it or whatever. And so as you play through the game and you kill enemies, you get these dead cells, which is these like orbs or whatever that you pick up. So every time you beat a level, you get to save those orbs, right? And you get to put those orbs into unlocking something that will help you later. So let's say the first thing you want to do is, well, when you first start the game, you get 1 life, you get no health potions, whatever, you die is the end of it. But once you get like 300 of these dead cells stashed away, you can unlock a health potion. So now every time you run through the game, you can use a health potion before you die so that you don't die. And as you continue playing, you keep unlocking more stuff. You get blueprints for weapons and stuff, making it so every time you start over, because when you die, you start all the way over from scratch. Maybe you'll start with more gold. You'll be able to save some gold from the previous run. Maybe you have it set up so that right when you start with a random weapon instead of having to run in and try and find a weapon. But either way, it's just like the game just keeps piling it on, and it is so addictive for that reason, because even if you don't do well, you're at least adding more dead cells to help you unlock more stuff that will help you in the future. So it's like, all right, so you died, fine. Well, I saved, 30 more cells. So now I'll start again, and I'll get 50 cells this time, and now I'm going to unlock this other thing I need, and now I have 2 health potions, and I have the thing that lets me revive when I die, so I get an extra life. And so you just like keep cranking at it until you can beat the game and beat all the bosses. And it's really awesome, man. I mean, it's like I highly recommend it to absolutely everybody, especially streamers, because there is a streamer mode which allows your chat to get involved. And I will tell you ahead of time, it's the worst, but it's also really fun. It's really, really fun. So I made the mistake of turning all the abilities. So like you can go into a menu and be like streamer mode, here are your options. And I'm like, yeah, keep them all on. Hell yeah. And so like one of the things is like, so you have a thing called Captain McChicken, which is a little bird that follows you around. And so when you start a level, the chicken it doesn't appear right away. It gives the ability to anybody in chat to say, pick me. And then it will randomly pick someone out of the people who said pick me and make them Captain Chicken. So now this chicken will follow you along, and anything they say, if they say at ShaunZomGaming or if they're at Danie K, whatever, it will pop up on screen from the chicken as if the chicken is saying it. So that's a big boost to somebody in your chat. But also, they are in charge of your healing. So anytime you're in trouble to heal, you hit your heal button to heal, it sends out a thing to the Twitch chat that goes like, Shaun wants to heal. You gonna heal him? And gives them and then they have to type heal or potion or whatever. They have to type it in, the chicken does, in order to heal you. So like they can totally screw you over. And in boss fights, it is terrifying. So like whenever I get my Captain McChicken, I'm like, look, don't screw me over. I need to beat this boss. When I say potion, I need you to potion. It gets crazy. So that's like the first part of it. The second part is modifiers. So I've since turned off the modifiers. This is one of the 2 things that I've turned off. But modifiers allows your chat to decide what modifier is on during the next level. So there's one good thing, which is Captain Chicken fires bullets at enemies. So as you run around, the chicken automatically does damage to enemies. It's the greatest thing ever, which is why I turned it on in the first place. I'm like, man, that's a thing. That seems great. So like my first run, the mod, it was chosen Captain Chicken Tuesday, and I'm running through and I'm killing everybody so fast. I'm like, this is the best thing ever. But then they can add things like, even though this terribly hard enemy that's usually at like the ending levels, yeah, that's now just in this level, the first level. So now you have these insanely hard before you have anything. Another mod is like, let's make it so that it's very dark in the level, and you have to run to these little lanterns to turn them on. And if you're in the dark for more than 3 seconds, you just start taking damage. So like those are things that your chat can decide to just ruin your life. They just say, I hate you and everything you're doing, and I don't want you to have any fun playing this game.
I hate your face. I'm jealous of your beard.
Yeah, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of it. And so the last mod I'll talk about is they can take over, not a mod, but they can take over as the boss. So the first boss in the game is fairly simple. Like once I played him once and I died, I was like, okay, I know his 3 moves he does. I now can telegraph this. Like it's all good. Go in there. I can beat him first, right? No problem. Move on. But then when I turned it on so that the chat can be the boss, One person gets chosen to be the boss, and then that adds 3 or 4 new abilities to that boss that I hadn't seen before. And every 20 seconds, the person who's the boss in chat can say like zombies. So you're fighting the main boss, one guy, and all of a sudden 20 zombies come out of the ground, and now you're fighting the boss and 20 zombies. And they'll be like hail, and all of a sudden hail is coming down that's doing damage to you while you're fighting the boss. So it makes it 10 times harder. So it's very cool. You can incorporate your chat into your game of Dead Cells, but they will also totally try to kill you. Like they don't have to be your friends. They can just ruin your game. So I think that's good for like if you've been playing the game for a long time, if you unlocked enough and you're like, this game isn't difficult enough for me, then it's a good idea to turn all that stuff on. But I made sure to uncheck that no, they can't do modifiers, or I do not allow my chat to do modifiers or boss anymore, hands down. But it's so much fun. It's super addictive.
What I'm hearing from Shaun is that we need to get him drunk and then have his chat convince him to turn those back on.
It's so frustrating because it's like, again, like the first time I ever made it to, it was like some boss that I was working really hard to get to. Oh, no. It was the farthest I had ever been at that point. So I finally get to like, I'm about to enter the final level, like the second to last level of the game. I've never been this far before. I'm so excited. I'm nervous. I'm ready to go. I'm hyped up. I'm pumped. And then the mod that was chosen was that everything's dark. And unless so I'm on the like second to last level of the game. Never been there before. Finally, we made it. Man, I've been working for weeks on this game to finally get to this point. And then they're like, hey, it'd be funny to give him the mod that makes it impossible. And so that tilted me. That was like, guess what? We're not playing this game anymore tonight. Moving on. On to
ruined
Darwin.
it.
Yeah, you ruined it. I'm gonna take it away from you. Man. I will pull this game over.
I say Shaun's gonna make a great dad.
Yeah.
You can't share the toy? I'm gonna fucking cut it in half.
That's right.
Oh my god. Yeah, I've actually been eyeing this game, honestly, since it even got like announced. I've been really like paying attention to it, so I think I might pick this up really soon, to be honest. It has a lot of things I'm really into. I see that it's like controller controls like on the screen.
Yeah,
is it better with a controller?
1,000 times better. It even says in the beginning, when you enter the game, if you hit the enter button on anything, it's like, hey, this game's better with a controller, like straight up. Yeah, it is. Gotcha. I mean, I can't imagine playing with a mouse and keyboard. I cannot imagine it.
Yeah. Man, I don't know. I really like the aesthetic too. Like it looks, honestly, it looks really like solid. I can't really see any problems with it. Have you found anything that you just been like, I don't know about that specifically?
No, absolutely not. I mean, I there's nothing I hate about it, which is good. It's like, I think that one of the problems is, unless you're like an adequate, I guess, Googler to like look up what all the different weapons are. Like I've unlocked stuff where I've, like, and again, as I was saying, like it takes a ton of time to get enough dead cells to unlock things. So I'm like, okay, finally have like 400 freaking things. That's probably like 3 hours of this game or whatever. I can unlock this thing that looked pretty cool. And then I get it. And I'm like, oh, this is the worst weapon in the game. So you feel like you threw that away, you know?
Yeah.
And also, so like I have it set up so like I've unlocked a thing where I get a random melee weapon. Out of all the melee weapons I've unlocked, I get a random one at the start of the game. But now that I've unlocked a few melee weapons that suck, sometimes I start the game with a thing that really sucks. That if I had known it was bad, I would never have unlocked it, and therefore never ended up with it in the beginning of the game. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. I gotcha.
So I mean, it's definitely good to research some stuff, see like what is good, and like kind of come up with a game plan to like what you're going to be unlocking. You know, like you're like, all right, like this is my first thing. I mean, first thing is usually health potion for sure, but then as you unlock things like, oh, I got this new blueprint for this weapon. Let me look that up real quick to see if it's worth me unlocking.
Gotcha.
It's a blast. It's a blast.
I don't know. It looks like really good. I'm gonna be honest. I've been really thinking about buying it this week, to be honest, but I'm just like, no. So
just do it.
How much is it? How much is it right now? It's like 25, right?
I think it is. Yeah, I think it's 24.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I might. I honestly might just be like, yeah, fuck it. I'm just gonna buy it.
Yeah, it's $24.99.
Yeah,
I do think it's worth it. I mean, it is just
gotcha.
I have like nothing to ask. I mean, you kind of nailed it. And I'm like watching this.
Yeah.
I'm watching this. It looks good. It's definitely not my kind of game. This would be one that I would really thoroughly enjoy watching someone play.
Yeah.
It's funny because I have friends who are I was telling one of my buddies about Faster Than Light. So I don't know if you've ever played that. And explaining what a roguelike was, and I was like, yeah, you play for like 4 hours, then you just lose. And like, why would you do that to yourself? That's so stupid. Why would I ever do this? And it's just like, because it's awesome, man. Because if you won that first time you win, it is going to be great. And I remember I played Faster Than Light for so long. Like that was a game where I'd play like 1 or 2 runs a night. Or I would play, you know, for a couple hours. All right, save it. We'll do it the next night, whatever. But I had done like, I was like really into it and I could not win. I just, for the love of everything holy, I could not win. I would get to the end and just lose every time. And then one time in stream, there was like no one on Twitch playing Faster Than Light apparently. So like all these people who knew everything about the game were in my chat and they're like, okay, here's what you got to do. And like finally got me through it. But like, you really got to like suck it up and be like, okay, I'm going to play this game. I'm going to do my damnedest. And there's a huge possibility that I will die and everything is gone. And I mean, Faster Than Light's really like that. This game, at least, you're saving something if you die. Like, you're still at least getting a little bit of something that may help you later on. Similar to Rogue Legacy, which I saw you guys covered on this podcast, actually. Rogue Legacy is a game that, you know, every time you run through it, you unlock a little bit more. You get a little bit more stuff. It's very similar to that. Another roguelike game that I was playing recently with some of my buddies was a Dungeon of the Endless. So it's another like 8-bit top-down dungeon crawler game. It's like a dungeon crawler meets tower defense. So you're like going through this dungeon, opening doors and popping down things that will give you materials so that you can build more some things. And as time goes on, enemies start to come, so you can build towers to like fight off the enemies and stuff. But it's a roguelike. So like, basically you traverse the dungeon, and once you find the exit, you run back to the beginning of the dungeon, you pick up this orb thing, and then you run for the exit and hope you survive to get to the next level. So we had played it over the course of 2 nights. We were 6 hours deep. There's 14 levels, I think, or no, 11 levels, and we were on level 9 going into level 10. And for the first time out of all those levels, we let my buddy Cap America, who is in chat right now, we let him pick up the orb and run. We ran ahead of us and hit the exit button before any of us were in there, therefore throwing away 6 hours of gameplay as he loaded up level 10 by himself because he left all of us behind. And it's a good laugh, but that's the roguelike life, you know? Like you get in these games where you're like, and I mean, now it's like I want to beat this game so bad, but I still don't feel like I have enough stuff unlocked. I don't have the best weapons and abilities and stuff that I really need. So I can get to the level before the boss, but I can't beat it because it's just like I get my ass kicked every time. So that's like an hour and 30 minutes, hour and 20 minutes, you know, to like get there, and then it's like, and I'm dead. Well, that was a good run, great time.
Oh man.
I'm seeing your friend respond in the chat.
Yeah, and Shaun is super salty about it. I sure am. I couldn't even believe it. There's a big thing on the side that says 1 of 4 people ready. It says 1 of 4, and you hit the exit button. Come on.
Just a great old Leroy Jenkins moment right there.
Oh yeah. I love them. I love those games.
So I just asked this about every like roguelike, just to see how how polished, how well designed it is. Have you ever soft locked yourself in it? Like, has there ever been like a moment where like you have fucked yourself over, like you can't get out of an area? I swear I can articulate. Has there been anything like that where like you've like accidentally like fucked up a puzzle or anything like that?
I definitely, so like there's legendary weapons in the game. So like after you beat a boss, you'll have the ability to get like, it'll drop a gold weapon, right? So it's like a legendary version of a weapon. So actually the last time I played, when I got to the second to last level, I was doing so great because I had 2 weapons as my like throw out things, like the equipment things you throw out. that would automatically fight stuff for me. So basically, like, I could see an enemy that's way stronger than me that could kill me in 2 hits, and instead of going right up to it and fighting it, I could just throw these things, up on the ledge where you are and let it kill them and then move on, which would have been extremely helpful in the final level where everything kills you in like 1 hit. So instead, I saw a drop that was a gold weapon, and I'm like, it's better. It has to be better. It's better than what I have. And I picked it up, and the cooldown was worse, and it did way less damage. But I was so convinced that because it was gold, it was going to be it. And I remember like getting into the final level and going like, I ruined everything. Like, I ruined my whole playthrough because I picked this up. Like, I'm such an idiot. But I have not gotten to a point where I was like fully stuck and had to like Alt F4 or something like that, or like exit. Nothing like that. But definitely stupid mistakes on my part by picking up bad weapons.
Yeah. The only reason I ask that is because I have heard, and I know like with earlier RPGs, it is certainly an issue where you could feasibly like get yourself stuck. Or if you were like cruel to like your little brother, like in Pokemon, you could get him stuck on Cinnabar Island or something, where he can't get out. So that's why I ask. Is there sometimes there are those holes that either you're a genius or you're a complete and utter dullard to get yourself like locked in the game and have to like restart. So yeah, I mean, I'm always curious because I'm always curious if you've ever managed to do, if anyone's ever managed to do that in these kinds of games or anything like that.
Yeah, I don't think so. Not in this one.
Nothing yet. Okay.
No, I mean like things like Fast and Light, like you can go, because like consistently you have like the big baddies that are coming after you as you're traveling across space, and you can definitely be pretty far in the game and then just take a bad turn and go, oh, it's going to take me 3 more turns to get back to the spot I need to exit, and they are 1 turn away from me, so I just ruined the entire game for myself because I went, but I don't know if that counts. I don't think that really counts.
No. It's more of like a poor design choice on the part of the designers. The thing I'm talking about, if there's been like any sort of situation where it's like, because of the way the game is designed, there's some sort of loophole or some sort of system that makes you lose or makes you have to restart the entire game. Because for a game like this where it's like progress is incremental and little by little, like that would suck. Like if there was like a point in the game like that you can't help, but it's like, an oversight on the developer's part that just ruins your entire experience.
I got you.
Yeah, because I'm like, there's that whole, like I said, like in the early Pokemon games, like you could get yourself stuck on Cinnabar Island, or somebody else could do it to you. Like and they've kind of seen like those soft locks, where because the way you do it is like you just make sure they don't have a Pokemon that can use Surf or Fly on Cinnabar Island, and then they're stuck.
Gotcha.
And so it's kind of like that, where it's like, oh, can you accidentally throw away items and like not progress to like the next level kind of situation, anything like that. Right. Like, did you is there like, can you accidentally throw away a key to a door?
No, thing? I don't think so. I have. Let's see here. I only have 30 hours in the game, but no, I have not yet run into something like that.
Yeah, that's always a concern of mine, is depending on like the age of the game or how well developed it is. It's like, did the developer think about this? Because guaranteed there is some dullard out there that will do it and they will get all pissy about it. And I think it's just like, if it's even possible to do something like that, that's kind of a indication of the developer's like foresight, I guess.
Right. This game was in beta for a long time.
Yeah. So
I wonder if, maybe they ironed all that stuff out.
Yeah, hopefully they did. Otherwise, that was the only question I had about Dead Cells. It's a gorgeous game. My goodness.
That's really nice. Pretty.
The aesthetic is like really beautiful. I'll be honest. Yeah. That was like one of the big things that sold me, because like I've bought a few games that are really just like, they're the pixelated style game, but they're also just like really like, oh my God, they look incredible. Like Hyper Light Drifter was one of them.
Yeah.
Shovel Knight was really good in terms of its aesthetic. Yeah, all sorts of these games. This one definitely like appealed to me on that front. That was like what initially got me like, I'm thinking about that game. It's like that looks pretty good. But yeah, I've only heard good things about like the gameplay, and one of my streamer friends has been playing it a ton, and oh my god, they love it. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm definitely gonna pick this up. I'm just not sure when.
Do yourself a favor.
That's for sure. Just do it now.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Oh man. Oh my god.
Do it,
yeah,
Ren.
it looks
Do it.
great.
Do it. I've seen regulars in our chat and in my chat here been like, yeah, I just want to kill Ren, so do it. I would enjoy watching that.
Do it.
I'm definitely not right now buying it on Steam. It's definitely not happening.
You
as we speak.
You did not just pull out your credit card. Nope. You didn't hit numlock, and you're not, clickety clacking over there.
No, I'm not looking at my wallet.
Guys, I apologize to be super unprofessional right now, but I have to let my girlfriend. She lines herself out. I'm so sorry.
It's all good. No, you're
fine. Give me 2 seconds. Give me 2 seconds.
Oh man.
Look at that. Look at that Shaun butt as it walked away.
Oh my god.
Can we just objectify Shaun real quick?
Chill. Have a little bit. Chill, Papa John's. Jesus. Okay. Right. I'm gonna turn on my light real quick. So hold on 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Maybe
yeah.
3.
He's gonna turn it on. Who's gonna turn it on? All right. Your face is so
you
well.
All right?
Yeah, no,
you
your
good?
face is so well lit. It's beautiful now.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh my god, it's beautiful.
So,
that, let's talk about it. It's fine. What? Yeah, you have anything you want to say?
No, I mean, I was just gonna see, when are you gonna do Dead Cells now?
I don't know. I was thinking about like playing it this Friday. To be completely honest, that was the plan. But I might start it next week. I'm not sure. I haven't decided. There was something I wanted to play. This week. Oh, I wanted to play Deceit. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to try it out because I've never played it before. So that's a thing.
Hit me up, friend.
Yeah, dude. Most def.
There
was something else though.
I will lie to you, friend. I will lie to you.
Oh. Well, we're still in the podcast, so I'm not gonna say it. I want to stay chill. Oh man.
I mean, it is the name of the game. Is to lie.
Nah, I heard it was a very truthful game.
Very truthful game.
Yeah, that's definitely all I've ever heard about that game.
It's definitely not a game that whoops, that's the wrong one.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Hi. Thank you guys. Sorry about that.
No, that's
you're
good.
All good. No worries.
We were just talking about when Ren is gonna pick this game up on his stream, and he also said he was gonna play Deceit. Somebody mentioned ask you about your experience with Deceit.
Yeah, Paka's infected. We have a lot of inside jokes to Deceit now at this point because we have I have some people I've been playing games with that I met through streaming, like through internet. Like actually, one of the 3 of them he never streams, not a streamer. That's Captain America. I met him through playing PUBG, and then I met another couple of guys through playing Fortnite, and they have become the Zom Squad. So the 4 of us play a lot of games together, and so Deceit was one where we got us together, and then we got a couple more friends that we filled up the game, and that was like our drinking game, like our 2 or 3 a.m. on a Friday, just like tail end of the night when everybody's just had too much, and played Deceit, and it is so much fun. And we all keep talking about playing again, but it turns out like a couple of the group have been playing outside of that. And I haven't played at all, so I'm like, no, they're good now. They know what they're doing. Like they have tricks. They know it. They know what the deal is. But that game is so much fun. I'm terrible at it because I do not have it's not even poker face. It's poker voice. Because I'm like, it's not me. I'm not the I'm not infected. I mean, like, I can't, or like, so everybody's got these quirks that's just like, no, you said that, so you're the bat. He's infected. But man, I'm telling you, it is so much fun. That game is a great game to play with friends.
Yeah, I've played quite a bit of it. I just, for me, and we've already talked about Deceit on the podcast, and I think I said it before. I took a break from it for a little bit, and then a guy who I was a known stream sniper and harasser of Mouthy, Proc, and I a couple other people. For literally the first game that I got into, he was in there, and he goes in the chat, "Oh, look, a guy that I stream sniped." So literally we loaded up into the map. I'm like, "Oh yeah, hey guys, me and this dude are literally on a team. We are both infected. He's like one of my harassers. Go at it." Got him killed. Got both of us killed, man. And I'm like, "Fuck you, dude."
Oh man.
So yeah,
it's like if you're streaming it, you can't play with other people who might have your stream up. I mean, I trust the people that I'm playing with. I trust them enough because that's not gonna be fun for anyone if they're cheating.
I've just gotten stream sniped to the point where it's like, I can't play with anyone unless they're like from my Discord or they're other streamers. Like that's the only way I'll play Deceit anymore, because I've just had it where people show up and like just stream snipe me. And then they'll go like, well, you shouldn't put, or if you didn't want stream sniped, you shouldn't put t.tv in your name. I'm like, or you could just not cheat.
Right?
Like,
you're stupid.
You also not be a scummy person. That's enough too. But I mean, let's not think about the obvious ones here.
Right.
That's fine.
Yeah. So that, in terms of Deceit, I mean, that's fun. Like I said, I gotta play very specifically now.
Yeah.
Like I can't.
So to be completely honest, I actually know almost nothing about this game.
Deceit?
That's why I'm like super excited. Yeah, because all I know is like somebody can be infected. That is all I know.
Yeah. That's it. That's all I need.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Great.
Not much else to it. Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, that game's really good.
Yeah, really. I mean, after the second or third game, especially if you have people showing you, which I mean. Hit me up, friend. You'll learn easy enough. Our friend Darkside, I played with him, and there's kind of a running joke right now. It's like, where's the exit? Because he didn't know that infected don't know where the exit is in the final, on the final part of the map.
Yeah.
So I asked him where it was at, and he's like, I don't know, and I'm like, all right. So I just shot him on spot. So now anytime we play Dead by Daylight, because he is just a god at Dead by Daylight, the master of the 3-hour hatch standoff, he'll fucking just mori me while screaming, "Where's the exit?" He'll just fucking mori me and like just yell, "Where's the exit, Danie? Where is the exit?" As he plays Leatherface and is beating me and shoving a chainsaw in my chest.
Oh man.
So it leads to good moments. I think you'll really enjoy it, Ren.
Yeah. So I loaded up the game. I haven't actually even like touched it really. I just loaded it up, and I noticed there was a perk tree.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's huge.
And it resets.
Somebody explain that to me. Yeah, because I didn't really. The way I understand the game so far is it's fine by me. I'm down for the game being like this, but it's over glorified hide and seek. Kinda. That's all I really kinda sorta know. So I don't really know what the perks do.
So
or like what sort of impact they have.
It's more of it's a social deduction game, right? So you're trying to figure out who the killers are.
It's Clue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, except
Clue the zombie murderer.
Yeah.
I mean, like straight up, it's like 6 players or whatever. 2 people are infected, but everybody looks normal. So everybody has to run around and get weapons, and eventually the power goes out. Once the power goes out, the infected can turn into these monsters that can kill you, can kill other people. And the idea is the infected people need to kill off all the normal people before the normal people kill off the infected.
Oh,
so what the perks do will be like, so like there's like infected perks and regular, person perks. And if you're infected, you get both. So like one of the first ones will be, you start out with a full clip, or you start out with armor. Once you start getting into like some of them will be like drink blood quieter, or like towards the like when I was really playing the season that I like really got into the game, the like last or one of the last perks was called detective. So it's like you can tell when the blood bag was drank, right? It'll show this blood bag was drank 45 seconds ago, it was drank 3 seconds ago, you know.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Which I mean, that one is really powerful. Like if there's not detective in the perk tree, you know, in a season, like the game is a lot harder by default, because it's like, oh, I saw Ren run in there, I thought I heard a drink, I see an empty blood bag, Ren ran out, blood bag was drank 3 seconds ago. You know, 2 plus 2, you know? Yeah, and I mean, the game just leads up to like a lot of really good moments. I think my most watched clip on Twitch it's hashtag Rip Eggy. It's my main mod. Eggy was playing with me, and a guy that we play with, Not Today. I was saying it the entire time, like, Not Today is infected. Not Today is infected. And Not Today went and killed somebody else. We're all three at the exit. Eggy starts opening the exit. I have a camera which flashes, which like temporarily blinds and slows down the infected. So I use that. I see Not Today start to transform. I flash him. I juke around the side and behind. Not Today grabs Eggy. Eggy goes down because he was the one that was opening the exit. Couldn't get out. Couldn't get out to the exit, and I run through and get into the exit. Right, so it leads into like a lot of great moments and a lot of yelling. A lot of yelling and screaming.
A lot of yelling.
Oh,
and it's just, and that's the thing, is that's why it's so great after like too many cocktails, because it's like then nobody can really like keep it together. Like no, you're like no, just not me. Like,
oh my god.
Yeah. Oh man, and it's scary. I mean, like it's jump scares. It's jump scares. Like I mean, because these demon things, I mean, you see in the video, like the demon, when it grabs you, it gets right in your face, and it'll if you're not expecting it, it will scare the crap out of you.
Yeah. I mean, there's like other ones that make things quiet too, like that'll make them like run quieter or whatever, or like increase their speed. And there's like a little bit of a meta to it where there are different infected variants. There's a DLC for the game called the Werewolf DLC that gives you like a different infected like archetype with like a different ability, and then there's like the experiment and like the abominable one or whatever. So there's like a slight meta to the game, not like a big one, but there's a slight one. So there's there's a little bit more to it. Like it's not like a really meaty game, but every game is different simply because especially if you have friends, the inside jokes are formed and you start screaming at each other and where's the exit? Where's the exit? Can you tell me where the exit is, Dark Side?
It seems right up my alley, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like the more and more I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh shit, this actually looks like really good. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm into it.
It's fun. Yeah. I just don't. I don't think I'd ever play it with random people. Like
no.
I have
right. Yeah.
Like going in and be like, this isn't a game I would sit down at my computer and be like, I'm gonna play some Deceit tonight by myself.
Yeah.
Like and just queue up with randoms. I don't think I would do that. Like it's definitely a game you want to play with all people all in a Discord, all just talking trash to each other.
Yeah. It's a good if you have like a larger community, a good viewer game. Otherwise, if you have like a bunch of friends, No, I myself, and then like you get like the random kid who's just like screaming obscenities in Russian. Right? Like I've had that before where I've just had a kid who just like in very broken English just screaming, "I'll fuck your mother." I'm like,
wow.
Oh, fuck off.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're like, are you infected?
Like,
Russian man's infected.
Kill little Sika Bliat over there is infected.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That little vodka chugger over there. I'm sorry. I apologize to our Russian listeners.
Well.
Yeah. No. Definitely not a game with randos. Unless like you're just a masochist of some sort and you want to get yelled at by.
Because also, I mean, I think it's clutch. It's really it's super clutch to me that everyone has a microphone. Like if you,
Mm-hmm.
because I can imagine in randos, not everyone's gonna have the microphone, and then you're just
Right.
like, well, this makes it a lot more difficult,
Yeah, how do you even tell at
and
that
it's
point?
just not as
Really?
fun. Like it takes you out
Yeah.
of the whole thing. It's so much more fun because then you work together to be like, it's this person, or I saw
Mhm.
that person, or I
Mhm.
heard them drink blood, or whatever. Oh man, watching these clips, man, I'm just like, oh, I gotta play this again. We gotta do this again soon.
Do a
Yeah.
what we can do a streamer night soon.
I'm into that.
Oh man.
Just
You're
set up
really so
a
down.
just set up a massive multi Twitch so everyone can watch from the perspective. And
Yeah.
just get
Yeah,
pop,
but then,
you
it's
know.
gotta be where like put a delay on that. You know,
Yeah.
somebody's just they're gonna be like
Oh,
Shaun's
yeah.
infected or Danny's
Yeah.
infected. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
No,
you know,
for
we'll
sure.
get Mouthy in there, and you'll just hear Mouthy screaming. Just, I swear it was
God.
Danie. I swear. Shoot Danie on sight.
No, because the best is you always gotta like just say like you know, you're like, I saw so and so drink blood. What? I'm nowhere near blood. No, I saw it. I heard him. It's him. You
He's
just got
lying.
it. You
He's a
convince
traitor.
everybody.
Oh man. Yeah, this actually looks like a lot of fun. It looks a lot more fun than what I was expecting it to be. Because I
Yeah.
watched a little bit of gameplay and I was like, okay, all right, it seems kind of interesting, I guess. But like,
Did I
after talking about it a bit, I'm
did I not
definitely
sell it
getting a
for
lot
you
more
when
interested
I
into it.
did I not sell it for you a couple weeks ago when we first talked about it?
I mean, I was like, it's okay, I guess. It's fine. But like, I'm
Well, I
I'm
guess my
kinda
review
into
is
it
just
right now.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, and then like the arguments over like the equipment is also really funny too. It's like, no, I want the scanner. Give me a fucking camera.
Yeah.
I don't want a goddamn torch. Fuck you.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah. I already have it downloaded, so like, that's a plus at least. I don't have
You're
to like
good to
go.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, man. Yeah. I don't know. This looks really good.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all I have to say on it now. Like, okay, all right,
Yeah.
I'm into it.
Anything
down.
else we want to talk about? I know I sent some topics, but I mean, they're kind of just topics that we've been circling around for the last like couple weeks. Unless Shaun has
Yeah.
anything that he wants to say about Steam and like game distribution. If he has
Oh yeah,
anything
you
he wants-
brought you sent that that link about, well, basically saying that like, is Steam gonna forever be the top runner? And I'm gonna say straight up, yeah, it is. It is. Like, I'm sorry, I absolutely can't stand it when it's like, gotta get that Origin installer going again.
Mhm.
And now it like starts every time I start my computer, and I'm like, I can't even find the setting to turn this off. And if I install it, I can't play something, or like all the different install. I mean, it's just a pain in the ass. It's like, keep everything in one place, and everything's gonna be fine. And honestly, I'm bummed out about Fallout 76 being on the Bethesda launcher
Mhm.
and not in Steam.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
I already have Steam running. It's always running because that's where I fire all my games off, and now I have to have another client running. And, you know, like, it's just, I don't appreciate it. I want everything in one place, please.
Yeah, no, I have to absolutely agree. Like, I don't know, Bethesda launcher, especially when they were trying to like mess with what was it, Fallout, and they were just all like, let's bring that that mod scene with the sweet paid mods. And it's just like, come on, dude, like please chill. I don't know. Origin sucks. Bethesda launcher sucks. Literally every launcher sucks, including Steam, but it's like the least terrible one of like all of them.
Yeah, I mean, I hear so many complaints about Steam, but I honestly don't really have any. To be, I haven't had anything that screwed up.
Yeah, to be completely honest, with like the recent patch, I actually lost like a lot of like the problems I had with it, because I'm a big fan of invisibility mode, because I don't like to get bugged. That's just a thing. I don't like it.
Yeah.
So when they threw that in, that was like, oh my god, you're finally my hero. I've been waiting for this for years. Oh my god. But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely the best one out of all of them.
Mhm.
But I'm gonna be honest, it's not like the best thing in the world. There's like a lot of weird loading issues at times. But that being said, it's not Origin. So
well, that's
really,
the thing is, yeah, like there's nothing better. This is
exactly. Yeah.
I mean, BattleNet is okay, but it doesn't have the same selection. It's not the same
right.
It's not the
Right.
same size of distribution platform. And
Right.
then what is? I've never used GOG. Does that just give you a Steam key? Or is GOG, has it? Does
GOG
it have it?
is its own launcher. Yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah,
then,
it has
does.
GOG
I haven't
Galaxy.
played with that.
of course, all the fell off a truck websites that are just, stolen Steam keys that end up charging back on the developers. Right?
Yeah.
Like, so,
I would
as a
name names, but I don't
distribution-
like lawsuits.
what's that?
So, I would name names, but I'm not a fan of like getting randomly sued by a giant company. So I think I'm good. I think I'm good. With
See,
that
I don't
one,
know if
so.
I should just be a dick and name it.
But we all know what we're thinking. At least
Yeah.
I know we all know.
Gee,
What we're thinking.
I don't know.
I don't know. There's just two.
Right. Hey.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah. So in terms of like distribution, I have a hard time seeing like Steam not being the tops in distribution, and like losing the big games isn't gonna hurt it. I think, the Call of Duty, losing the Call of Duties and the Fallouts, the big AAA games isn't gonna hurt it. It
Right.
thrives on the smaller games as it is.
I think really like the only thing that is that it's just a consumer like obnoxious thing, to be honest. That really is all it is, because like I don't know. I would prefer it on Steam, but realistically there's probably not gonna be that much of a change. Aside from, of course you have to like get what the launcher is, but the prices are still gonna be the same. It's not like you're paying more because it's gonna be like, oh, now that it's on Bethesda launcher, what, Fallout 76 is $10 off. No, there's no way. There's still gonna be it's 60. You're paying 60. That's the rule.
Nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
You'll pay
but-
60 until about a year when it'll drop down to 15.
Yeah.
Just like every other Fallout game. Maybe not this one. Because this has a bit more to it.
Yeah. I get why they're doing it somewhat, but at the same time, it's just like, dude, just let me have the option to have everything like condensed into one area, and just like then I'll have to like think. It's just like, ta-da! It's all right there. User friendly. Feels good, except for when you start throwing Origin into the mix, and I hate everything. Hate Origin so
I've
much.
never had a reason to download Origin. Like, I don't play Battlefield.
I genuinely
None of the sports
have, like,
games.
man, I don't know, because I'm gonna be honest. Origin has like a shockingly good amount of like titles that you can get for like their Origin Access thing. But that being said, I hate Origin so much that I'm not willing to spend like the $5 to get access to like 20 different like $60 titles that are pretty dope. It's like, no, it's trash. It really is. I hate it.
I saw somebody mention Uplay. I didn't even know Uplay was a distributor.
Oh yeah, you
Yeah.
play.
Is it a distribution platform too?
And
Yeah.
I mean,
no, there was I'm trying to remember. I think wasn't EA stuff on Uplay, or is that only on Origin?
I think
EA
it's
stuff is only on Origin.
Yeah.
Okay.
The biggest thing on Uplay right now is Siege. Rainbow Six Siege is on
Yeah.
Uplay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. That's the only reason why I have Uplay downloaded.
Yeah.
Oh, it's all
Oh,
Ubisoft
man.
stuff. Done.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, there's no other like launchers or anything like, there's the Blizzard Activision BattleNet that will forever have Overwatch and WoW and everything like that. And I don't blame Activision for wanting to, or when they had that merger or acquisition or whatever happened, technically.
Yeah.
Where they just started putting Call of Duties on there. I mean,
Yeah. To be completely honest, it's specifically for like the Call of Duty and Destiny 2. I don't own Destiny 2. Specifically for that though, I don't mind it being on Battle.net. I really don't. It's not that big of a deal because Battle.net's not the worst, realistically.
I've
If
never
it was
had
something
issues with
different, like
Battle.net,
if
but
it
I
was
only have
like
Overwatch on it.
yeah,
I had issues with Battle.net for months, and I could not figure it out. Like I used to, like when I first built this computer, I was playing StarCraft, like custom games all the time. I was playing Overwatch and whatever, and then I went a couple months or something without touching Battle.net at all, and all of a sudden it just would not start. Like I could not get the launcher to start, so I uninstalled, reinstalled. I saw a million forum posts of people having the same issue. I did all these things with like my network settings and everything, and I could not get it to work. So I let it go for literally 6 months, and then one day just decided to try again, and it worked. So now it works again. But
oh man,
strange. Yeah. I mean, I don't have that many launchers. I like the Twitch Prime launcher isn't terrible. Like it's not.
Oh
awful.
yeah. Just to try a couple games, but
I'm gonna be honest,
dude, it's worth it. They've given it like $1,000 worth of games this year so far.
Yeah, the only reason I did it was because I wanted to try a couple games.
I just claim every single game. I'm like, I'll eventually get to it.
Yeah, same.
I have a huge library now. I'm like, I'll eventually get to that game. I'll eventually finish Banner Saga. And then I'll play Banner Saga 2 that I got for free. And then maybe when I, start having more money, I could buy Banner Saga 3 or wait for it to come get free on Twitch Prime. And then I'll play Banner Saga 3. Yeah, I mean, there's just not like we've talked about this for, I think this is like the third or fourth week we've talked about this.
Oh yeah, we've talked about Steam stuff like nonstop.
Yeah, it's just kind of frustrating because it's like, what options are there, and are they any good? And it's like,
no.
They're passable.
Yeah.
With that though, I'm looking at our time, and we have been going for a little bit now.
Yeah.
And I know you want to stream tonight, Ren. I'm sure Shaun is probably here in his bed calling, and I'm sure he probably wants to go see his girlfriend before she sleeps.
Yes, that, and I have games to record tonight for YouTube videos and all that stuff, so gotta get that out of the way before bed. So
we will end it here. So we'll start with Ren. What's coming up on the channel?
Hi. So the plan is tonight I'm probably gonna be playing some Monster Hunter. That I would say that would start in like 7, so in about like 30 minutes. It might start a little bit later though, just because I have to eat. But yeah, I'm going to be playing some Monster Hunter tonight, and then we're going to have Warframe, and then we're going to start Deceit like Thursday, maybe Friday. So that should be fun. You can find me on twitch.tv/Ren147. I also have a Twitter. Don't bother finding it. It's not worth it. But yeah. Follow me on Twitch if you want. That's it.
Cool.
Feels good.
Shaun, what's coming up on the channels, and where can people find you?
This week, my YouTube schedule, I put out YouTube videos on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Fridays at 1 p.m. and then Saturday and Sunday at 9 a.m. Eastern time. I think this weekend we have an indie game called Creepy Road. It's like hand drawn, kind of like Cuphead style, like animation, side scroller shooter, which is really cool. And then I'm going to be doing some another VR cooking game, which I absolutely love in virtual reality. And then some more Simpsons Hit and Run, which I am loving. They released, forever ago, a thing called the Donut Mod, which allows you to play the old school Simpsons Hit and Run on a new age computer in 1080p, and it's amazing. And my next stream is tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Eastern, and I will be playing Dead Cells that we talked about. Be doing that for a while, and then probably continuing on trying to climb the leaderboards as a Darwin director, so that I can do the top 100 tournament on Saturday.
Nice.
And that's youtube.com/ShaunZomGaming and twitch.tv/ShaunZom at ShaunZomGaming.
Twitter, Instagram.
Yeah.
His handsome face is plastered everywhere.
Thanks.
Let's see. Coming up on the channel for me, let's see. I work tomorrow night, so no regular stream. I'll be making that up on Thursday. I'll be streaming Friday. D&D on Sunday, like usual, 7 p.m. Central Time on Thursday and Friday for the stream. I'll do a rerun of the show probably tomorrow night, just so if anyone missed it. That's right here on twitch.tv/DanieK. Find the podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. If you guys find it on like Google Play, let us know. I literally get no feedback on if it's ever there. We're also on YouTube, so you can subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we're also on Twitter. Follow us there on Twitter, and I have my Instagram. Other than that, that is really all I have to say. Do you guys have anything else?
No, I'm good.
I'm all right.
I'm good. Thanks for having me. This was fun.
Yeah, guys, go check out Shaun and go check out Ren. And thank you for watching.
Later, guys.